Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to Lesson 10.3, Weight. Our essential question is, how can you compare and convert customary units of weight? Let's get started on Lesson 10.3. For this lesson, we're only going to be looking at two types of units of measurement when comparing and converting weight. We're going to be talking about pounds to ounces and tons to pounds. These are going to be the two that we're going to focus on. So let's start out by looking at number 2. Whenever you see a capital T, that stands for tons. And remember, 1 ton has a value of 2,000 pounds. So if you're going from a large unit to a small unit, remember you multiply because you're going to have more of these. So 6 tons is equal to how many pounds? Let's go ahead and look at our question. If I know 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds, then I'm going to write 2,000 here. This is a value of 1 ton. And if I have 6 tons, what would be my value? Let's go ahead and multiply. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 tens is 0 tens. 6 times 0 hundreds is 0 hundreds. 6 times 2,000 is 12,000. So you should have said 12,000 pounds. Now for question number 3, we're going to convert pounds to ounces. So let's look at our chart. If I know the value of 1 pound is 16 ounces, then what will be the value of 18 pounds? Remember, when you go from a large unit to a small unit, you're going to multiply because you'll have more of these. So we're going to do the question of 18 times 16. Go ahead and press pause now, and let's see if our answers match when you press play. All right, boys and girls, if you said 18 pounds has a value of 288 ounces, because 18 times 16 is 288, you are correct. Way to go. Now for question number 4, it says 3,200 ounces equals how many pounds? Remember, ounces are small units and pounds are larger. So you're going to divide to get to your pounds because you're going to have less of these. So let's look at what we know. If we know 1 pound has 16 ounces, then 3,200 ounces needs to be divided by 16. If you'd like to go ahead and pause the video now and do this on your own, you can, or you can work through this with me. And let's see how you do. All right, we're going to start out by dividing my thousands. If I have 3 thousands, but I have 16 groups, I cannot put 1,000 in each group. So let's look at our hundreds. I have 32 hundreds into 3,200. So we're going to share these 32 hundreds with 16 groups. Each group will have 2, because 2 times 16 is 32. Let's subtract, bring down our tens. Now 16 cannot go into 0 tens. We have 0 there to share. So let's multiply. We have 0. And then don't forget to bring down my 0 ones. 16, if we have 0 ones, we cannot put any into 16 groups. So we're going to put a 0 right there. So now multiply, subtract. There's nothing left over. So we would say that there's 200 pounds for 3,200 ounces. Let's take a look at number 5 together. If we're going to convert tons to pounds, I know 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. Remember, you're going to have more pounds than you will tons because you're going from a large unit to a small unit, so you're going to have more of them. You're going to multiply. So we have 12 times 2,000 will be our equation, because if 1 ton is 2,000, then you're just going to do 2,000 times 12, or 12 times 2,000. All right, and go ahead and write your answer on that line, and let's see if we agree. And for this one, you should have said the value is 24,000 pounds, because 2 times 12 is 24, and you're dealing with thousands, so it's 24,000. Okay, for number 6, I want you to pause the video and try this one on your own by using the chart up above. Go ahead and press pause now. Okay, because you're going from a large unit to a small unit, you're going to multiply because you're going to have more ounces than you will pounds. And if you know 9 pounds is what you're converting to ounces, and if you know 16 ounces are in 1 pound, your equation will be 16 times 9. And if you worked it out, you should have got 144 ounces. Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at question number 10. Number 10 says 40 ounces in 4 pounds. You need to compare with less than, greater than, or equal to see which one's greater. Look at your chart, press pause, and try to figure this one out all by yourself. Okay, for this one, you should have said, because 1 pound equals 16 ounces, you need to convert your pounds to ounces. So you should have said 16 times 4 to figure out how many ounces that would equal. And that would equal 64 ounces. Therefore, I know 4 pounds is greater than 40 ounces. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for number 11. Look how you have 80 ounces for this side and 5 pounds for this side. Let's convert it all to ounces so that way we will be able to compare easier. Go ahead and press pause now. Alright, boys and girls, for this one you should have converted your pounds to ounces. So you should have said 16 ounces times 5 pounds to figure out that you would have 80 ounces. So 5 pounds equals 80 ounces. So for this one, you should have said they are both equal. Okay, everybody, now we're going to do number 12. For number 12, we are comparing 5,000 pounds and 5 tons. I want to go ahead and convert my tons to pounds so that way we can compare which is greater, 5,000 pounds or 5 tons. So pay attention up here. If you know 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, then how many pounds would 5 tons be? Go ahead and press pause and figure this one out. For this one, you should have said if 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, then you would do 2,000 times 5 to figure out the value of 5 tons. And you should have came up with 10,000 pounds. So obviously 10,000 pounds is greater than 5,000 pounds, so 5 tons is greater. I think you guys are so smart you can figure out number 16 all by yourself. Number 16 says, Mr. Fields ordered 3 tons of gravel for a driveway at a factory. How many pounds of gravel did he order? Pay attention to how much 1 ton equals. If 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, how many pounds would 3 tons be? Go ahead and press pause now to solve. Alright, boys and girls, you should have wrote down 2,000 times 3 to find the value of 3 tons. Because 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, you would do 2,000 times 3. And you should have came with the product of 6,000 pounds. So therefore, how many pounds of gravel did he order? 6,000 pounds. Let's go on to number 17. For number 17, this one is a multi-step one, and so I really want to work through this one with you so you can understand it. It says Sarah can take no more than 22 pounds of luggage on a trip. Her suitcase weighs 112 ounces. How many more pounds can she pack without going over the limit? So what we know is that she cannot take more than 22 pounds. We know that her suitcase weighs 112 ounces. We want to know how many more pounds can she pack. So we need to first of all figure out how many pounds is 112 ounces. There are a couple ways to do that. You can either skip count by 16s, and as you skip count by 16s, how many group of 16s will equal 112 ounces, and that'll tell you how many pounds. Or you can just do 112 divided by 16 to figure out how many pounds that would be. Go ahead first of all and figure out how many pounds would 112 ounces be. Go ahead and press pause right now. So as I did the math, I went ahead and figured out that 16 times 7 is 112. So that means that there are 7 pounds that equal 112 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and change this 112 ounces to 7 pounds. Now it'll be easy to answer this question. So the question says, Sarah can take no more than 22 pounds of luggage on a trip. Her suitcase weighs 7 pounds. How many more pounds can she pack without going over the limit? How many more tells me I want to subtract. So we should have 22 pounds minus 7 pounds, and if you regroup your tens, you will have 15 pounds total left over without going over the limit. Okay, boys and girls, so here are your 2 homework questions that you'll be doing about our topic. Make sure that you use your units of weight chart to help you solve these problems, and then do questions 3 through 6 for review. Also, at the top of your page, please write down if you're a 1 for novice, 2 for apprentice, 3 as practitioner, or 4 for expert on this topic. And we will check our work tomorrow and practice more problems to get really good at this topic. Have a great night. Bye-bye.